All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're back here on Raiders Daily, talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, specifically the quarterback position and just the overall season outlook in general. So this past weekend, Gardner Minshew was named the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I made a very just kind of off the cuff immediate reaction to that news. It has nothing to do with Gardner Minshew. I just really wanted Aiden O'Connell, fourth round draft pick last season, holding his own last year for the Raiders. I just really wanted him to be the long-term starting quarterback for this team because that would solve a lot of issues. Gardner Minshew is not a dude you're trying to build a franchise around at this point in his career, but it is what it is. So we're going to run through it because folks, when you look back into the nitty gritty, into the meat and potatoes of this decision, you have two very difficult, or two, I should say, important football games to start off this season. The Raiders cannot afford to go like 2-4 in the first month and a half. They can't go 1-5, 3-3, just because we've been covering the Raiders for a couple of seasons. I would take, but a 3-3 record with this defense, with this coaching staff, with these weapons on offense, obviously you're not looking for that. So you have to get off to a hot start, or a good start at least. And that's what we're going to talk about in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content. Raiders fans, if we can try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me while we push for 15. So Vic Tafur with The Athletic was trying to give, or he was given, his explanation for why this happened, because I just am speaking for myself here, but I think I speak for a lot of Raiders fans watching this video right now. Like, I said it all off season. I said it even, before the draft. I said it post draft. I said it post Minshew signing. If Aiden O'Connell's not the starting quarterback, then that's not good. And the Raiders, or I shouldn't say the Raiders, failed as an organization because, that was kind of Jimmy Garoppolo related. But I would say, like, if AOC doesn't win this starting battle, then we kind of have to figure things out for the long term, because once again, that answer is most likely not going to be Gardner Minshew. Now, obviously, you do have teams like Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks that, kind of revamped his career. They made the playoffs a couple of years ago. I'm not trying to go at Geno or the Seattle Seahawks, but they're kind of capped at a certain level. Like, I don't think too many people are saying the Seattle Seahawks are about to go win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. And I also don't think too many people are saying the Raiders will win the Super Bowl this upcoming year with Gardner Minshew. Now, they're still a good team. And what really sucks is in the second preseason game, I just wish Antonio Pierce saved this for a week from now, because it's preseason, man. But unfortunately, neither Gardner Minshew nor Aiden O'Connell evidently separated themselves in training camp or in preseason. And so I'm thinking to myself, if nobody separated themselves, and Aiden O'Connell was the starter for the last 10 games last season, and Aiden O'Connell was named the starter in the before the preseason, and Aiden O'Connell from Antonio Pierce was named the starting quarterback, and that it was his job to lose, I don't really get how nobody separated themselves, because he lost the job. So we go back to last week against the Dallas Cowgirls. Aiden O'Connell ended the night on a pick six. And that really effing sucks, because Gardner Minshew in the first quarter literally threw a should-have-been pick six. He threw a pick six to Willie Harvey, a linebacker for the Dallas Cowgirls. Aiden O'Connell's thrown less interceptions in practice as well. But folks, you have to think about two things. First off, I'm not too happy about this, but Antonio Pierce is coaching for his job. Luke Getsy is coaching for his job. Tom Telesco is managing for his job. But mainly Antonio Pierce and Luke Getsy, they have everything to lose and almost nothing to gain. They're just, or maybe that's a little rude, but the point is, Antonio Pierce is in an extremely low leverage position, because you have this fourth round rookie quarterback who led your team to a 500 record, but you as a head coach led the interim Las Vegas Raiders to a 5-4 record. Unfortunately, he was given a tough hand because there's no solidified quarterback. Where you land matters, whether you're a player or a coach, and Antonio Pierce, it's just a really low leverage spot. But then when you look into the nitty gritty of it, Colton Miller just came back healthy, but Colton Miller's been injured for forever. Left guard rookie JPJ, Jackson Power Johnson, he's been injured forever. He missed the entire camp due to a concussion, and he just returned to the field like a week ago. But it is certainly possible that the Raiders wanted to throw out Gardner Minshew just because it's kind of a difficult first two games as far as defensive opponents go. And if you go up with Aiden O'Connell, who's not as mobile as Gardner Minshew, and I don't even really get the hype between everyone says Gardner Minshew is extremely mobile. I mean, I don't really necessarily see that. I don't think you need to be mobile to be a successful quarterback in the NFL. I think he's kind of more of a gunslinger, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, he's been a backup quarterback for a while. I'm just kind of leaning more towards it doesn't. But once again, he's been named the starting quarterback for the Raiders, so I'm not trying to nitpick him. But the Raiders radio host, JT the Brick, made a very nice argument this past Sunday, and this is what he said. You've got these first two games on the road. They're really tough, and they're going up against two of the better defenses, or we're going up against two of the better individuals out there. So maybe Gardner Minshew can get out there, step out of the pocket, run away from Khalil Mack, run away from Bosa a little better than Aiden. Let's give him the shot to play the first two games. So when I zoom out of it, I am okay with it. I know Tom Brady said this like a couple of weeks ago, just the way coaches throw out these rookie QBs and these young quarterbacks, especially a fourth-round QB in Aiden O'Connell, it's really soon. It is really soon to expect these young cats to be playoff caliber quarterbacks because, folks, the Raiders dealt with Jimmy Garoppolo and Josh McDaniels at this time last season, yet you still went 8-9. Like, all things considered, the Raiders actually had a phenomenal second half, including one of the best defenses in the National Football League. So the good news is, Gardner Minshew's a starting quarterback, but we'll take it week to week. We'll take it month to month, and maybe Aiden O'Connell gets a shot towards the end of the season if the Raiders aren't in playoff contention. But the good news is, Colton Miller was activated from the PUP list. JPJ should be ready to go. Both of these cats hopefully are ready to go. I did want to talk about a couple of guys like our cornerback room because DeCamerion Richardson and MJ Devonshire, the two draft picks in the 4th and 7th round, they didn't have a good preseason. But also Jacorian Bennett, second-year rookie out of Maryland from last season, he's looked very solid. So that's the good news. But we'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content. But most importantly, guys, with Gardner Minshew being the starting quarterback for this team, what's your win-loss prediction? Thank you for watching. That's all I got. Peace.